Hey guys, Brandon Gomez here, back again with another video, and welcome to Rating Every 2021 NASCAR Throwback, Part 1, the Truck Series. So to start off, we have Chris Wright's throwback to Ron Hornaday Jr. It's a really great looking paint scheme, and it's a great way to pay tribute to a Truck Series legend. 10 out of 10. Up next we have Corey Roper's throwback to Bobby Hamilton. It's a nice looking paint scheme. I give it a 6 out of 10. Here is Hailie Deegan's throwback to Ford's first ever endurance win. The paint scheme is just kind of meh. I give it a 5 out of 10. Here's Sheldon Creed's throwback to Jason Leffler. I love this one, and this is the one that won the actual race. Although the Penske 2 looks weird on a Chevy, but it's a great scheme nonetheless, and it's a great way to pay tribute to Jason Leffler. 10 out of 10. Next we have Jordan Anderson's throwback to Mark Martin and Larry McReynolds' first race as a crew chief. And how fitting for Larry Mack's future son-in-law to throw back to his first race as a crew chief. I give it a 6 out of 10. Here is Spencer Davis's throwback to Darrell Waltrip. I really like the flames on this truck. It looks really good, and it's very accurate to the original scheme. 8 out of 10. Here is Austin Hill's throwback to the late great Mike Stefanik, who's a modified legend. This is a good looking paint scheme, and I give it a 7 out of 10. Here's Chandler Smith's Safe Flight throwback. Safe Flight ran this exact scheme last year at Darlington, and I don't really like company throwbacks. The only way I let a company throwback slide is if the actual scheme is really good. And this is just a primary scheme, but with a different base color. 0 out of 10 for lack of creativity and lack of effort. Next up, we have Derek Krauss's throwback to Michael Waltrip's 2003 Daytona 500 win. I really like this one. It's a throwback to old Mikey himself, and that's all I gotta say about it. This throwback is a 10 out of 10. Up next is Spencer Boyd's throwback to Jack Sprague. Number font is accurate, and paint scheme is pretty accurate too. I give this a 5 out of 10. Next up, we have Zane Smith's throwback to Glenn Wood. And when you don't have a full-time sponsor, you gotta do what you can for a throwback. So, I applaud GMS for the amazing job they did with this throwback. I give it a 7 out of 10. Next up is Austin Wayne Self's throwback to Tony Raines. And, honestly, it's not completely accurate to the actual truck, because on the bottom it's black on the actual truck, and on this one it's yellow with black stripes. That's the only gripe I have about it, but all in all, it's a good paint scheme. 7 out of 10. This is Chase Purdy's throwback to Davey Allison, and it's pretty accurate to the real car. No gripes about this paint scheme whatsoever. It's really accurate. 6 out of 10. Here is Timothy Peters' throwback to Bobby Hamilton. I like how Rackley changed their logo for it to look like the Square D logo on the actual truck. I really like how they did that. 7 out of 10. Ooh, here's Tyler Ankram's Ricky Bobby truck. I love this one. You gotta love Ricky Bobby, and Talladega Nights, goated movie. I rate this throwback 10 out of 10. Next up is Danny Bones' throwback to a lesser-known Michael Waltrip car. I don't really like it that much. 4 out of 10. Next up is BJ McLeod's Camping World throwback. Now, like I said, I'm not a big fan of the company throwbacks. And honestly, that's all I have to say. I don't really like company throwbacks. 4 out of 10. Next we have Akinori Ogata's throwback to Kenji Momota. And the paint scheme is pretty accurate. The throwback, rather, is accurate to the actual truck. Although, it would have been better if they changed the number font to match. But, nonetheless, good throwback. 7 out of 10. This is Todd Gillin's throwback to Charles Powell III's 1998 NASCAR Regional Championship, where he was actually sponsored by Black's Tire Service when he won the championship, which I think is a really cool piece of trivia, and I give it a 5 out of 10. This one confuses me. This is Ryan Truex's Marquee Hot Tubs throwback. It has a reference photo, and the paint scheme matches the truck, but apparently it's a company throwback. And you all know how I feel about company throwbacks. But I rate it a 6 out of 10. Next up is Dawson Crams' Camping World throwback. And this is the same paint scheme that Daniel Suarez is going to be running in the Cup race on Sunday. And I actually like this paint scheme. It's pretty good. 7 out of 10. Next up is Carson Hocevar's throwback to Johnny Benson. I love this one. I love how they have I don't know how to describe it, the indentations on the number to match the number 10, the MB2 Motorsports number 10 that Johnny Benson drove. I feel like that's a really nice touch. 10 out of 10. Here we have Bailey Curry's throwback to Mike Stefanik. It's pretty accurate except for the number font. I feel like if they had the number font match the original truck, it would have been a lot better. But still a good throwback nonetheless. 6 out of 10. Here we have Eric Darnell's throwback to himself, to his wins in 07 and 08. I like how they changed the number font to match the 99 font that he had when he drove for Roush in the Truck Series. I really like how they did that. 6 out of 10. Here's Stewart Friesen's throwback to Tim Richmond. And it's almost perfect. The number font is good, and it's the inverted version of Tim Richmond's number. Tim Richmond in the 25, and here's Stewart Friesen in the 52. 6 out of 10. And for our final throwback, here's Timmy Hill's throwback to Kenny Irwin Jr. It's pretty accurate to the scheme, and it's a great way to honor and pay tribute to Kenny Irwin Jr. 8 out of 10. So, that concludes part 1 of rating every 2021 NASCAR throwback. What are your opinions on these throwbacks? Let me know in the comment section below. If you want to see more of me, be sure to follow all my socials, like my Twitter, my Instagram, and join my Discord server. Links to all those will be in the description down below. Leave a like on the video, and subscribe to my channel for more NASCAR content. Thank you all so much for watching. That's it from me. Peace.